Dog Days for Stepney, written by Cedrian Shenanigans. Stepney, the Bluebell engine, had been quite enjoying his visit to the island of Sodor. He'd recently had quite the adventure with some cricket players and their old car, though the end of his visit was coming up soon. In preparation for this, the Fat Controller assigned Stepney to branch line passenger trains. He loved this work, almost as much as pulling trucks. He was a hit with the passengers and the coaches, his sunny demeanor brightening any day. However, confusion would soon arrive. One morning, Thomas was waiting at Farquhar when a lady in a big dress came out of the station, fuming. "What are you silly engines playing at?" she grouched. Thomas was confused, but she continued. "I haven't gotten a wink of sleep in 4 days. One of you engines is making my dogs practically go feral." Thomas said nothing and started away as soon as his guard's whistle blew. This was accompanied by the sound of barking as the lady left with her dogs. It didn't take long before the lady's plight was the talk of the branch line, and Stepney, ever the optimist, dedicated himself to the problem rather quickly. He looked high and low along the branch, trying to find anything that would bring dogs to a frenzy. He checked trees, fields, rivers, and towns, but found nothing. Meanwhile, Toby, on his tramway, had another thought. "Henrietta," he said one day, "what'd they say Stepney was again?" "The Bluebell engine," she replied, somewhat confused. "Other than that," Toby continued, "weren't it something like—" He passed Bertie at the lane, and it suddenly struck him. "That's it!" he peeped. That evening, Toby called the other engines and the lady to Farquhar. "I'd like to apologize for all the confusion these last few weeks, especially to you, miss," he began. "But Henrietta and I think we've finally figured it out." "And how do you mean?" the woman asked. "Stepney," Toby called, "would you mind doing a demonstration?" The Bluebell engine was a bit confused, but he puffed forward along his line. As he moved, the lady's dogs erupted into a barking fit, but it wasn't anger, it was inquisitive, because Stepney's chuffs were barking an answer none of them had. "Well, I never," the lady gasped. "I'm so used to me, I forgot," Stepney exclaimed with a laugh. Toby grinned. "They called you Terrier in the old days," he explained. "I bet because of that yipping from your puffs." "They did," Thomas chortled. "I remember now, back on the mainland before I came here." "Thank you, Toby," the lady smiled. "Now I know whenever these old fellows start to bark, they're just saying hello to a special engine." Stepney could only laugh in agreement.